Good morning, class. It's afternoon. Okay, but anyway. For homework, it was exercise 2.13. Not so? In 2.13, we were on. Listen, you guys are making a noise outside, man. Why are you late? You're not in this class. Now are you here?
Can I please talk to Nomta?
Nomta needs to take note of a maths lesson. Come. Right? You sorted? Pleasure. Right, 2.13. You had to do the even. Any issues there? Yes, Michael. Number 8. Any other problems? No. Okay. 2.30, number 8. So we are told for which values of a does the equation ax squared, so your a value is a, your b value is negative 8, and your c value is 4, have a non-real roots. So delta is dependent on, the roots are dependent on b squared minus 4ac, also known as delta, your discriminant. So it's negative 8 squared minus 4, c is 4. So it's going to be 64 minus 16a. Not so. You guys didn't make a mistake there. No. Then the question says non-real. So we say 4 non-real roots. 4 non-real roots. What do we know? Delta is less than 0. Delta is going to be negative. So delta is 64 minus 16a. It has to be less than 0, which means negative. Negative 16a must be then greater than negative 64. As I took that over. Divide by negative 16 both sides. A has to be less than 4. So where did you go wrong? The black, yeah? But remember what did it say? For non-real roots. Non-real roots delta has to be less than 0. Okay. Any other issues? So as promised, I'm going to give you an exercise dealing with nature of roots. Let me just find one for you quickly. Was there anything else on nature of roots? No, no? Okay, let me just find one quickly. This comes out of the grade 11 Mind Action series. Grade 11 Mind Action series. Nature of Roots is chapter 8, exercise 8 on page 30. 36. What did I say? 7, huh? 7 or 8? Yeah, nature of roots. Exercise 8. So I'm going to put this here at the bottom. So you're going to do for me for tomorrow exercise 8, number 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then every day we will do a few, 1, 2, 3, make it 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Or do half of it. It's 13, half of 13 is 6.5. So you do numbers 1 to 6. Okay. Nice. It's not hard. But this is the way that we ask it in the exam. So I don't want to give you a shock of your life and then you keep it easy and then in the exam you feel like I'm kidding you. Yes, being nice. Yeah. It will only be nice if you do the homework. No problem. Number 11. Okay, cut 11 twice. Alright, here we go. Alright, so at this point you just write down the sums that is needed and then you do those sums, okay? At this point you would pause the video, of course. So this is exercise 8, page 36. Okay, I don't know how much of the recording was lost now. But anyway, we can't go back. So for this part here, so we're going to have the area. We know the area. How do we calculate area? It's length times breadth. Not so. So my length is going to be 17. So your area is going to be 15 equal to breadth, which is x into the length, which is 17 minus 2x over 2. Okay, you guys understand? So then we just multiply this x, or we can multiply throughout by 2 to get rid of the denominator of 2. So that's going to be 30 equals x into 17 minus 2x. In that case, I'm just getting rid of this here. Not so? We multiply that in. I get 0 is equal to negative 2x squared. X times 17 is 17x minus 30. Okay, so what is that to us now? What is that to us? A quadratic equation, not so? You all agree with that? The quadratic equation. Move this over a bit. So it's a quadratic equation with your a value being negative 2, your b value being 17, and your c value being negative 30. Can you see that? So x is equal to one of two values. So when you put this in a calculator now, it's going to be minus b, so it's negative 17, plus minus the square root of 17 squared minus 4a, which is negative 2, times c, which is negative 30, over 2a, 2 times negative 2. It's going to be 5 over 2, or 2.5, or then replace that with negative 6. Can you see that, people? So what is that? If you're going to leave it like that, then what is my length? The length is going to simply be 17 minus 2 times 2.5, which is 5. 17 minus 5 is 12, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Which means to say, if I'm going to put x as 2.5, then the length is going to be 6. But by the length, and if the breadth is 6, and then the length is going to be 2.5 again. Does it make sense? So the question is, find the dimensions. So what's the dimensions? Dimensions is the length and the breadth. So if the breadth is 2.5 meters, of course the length is going to be 6 meters. The length is normally the longer side. Not so? Okay, any confusion there? Your problem sorted there. Alright. Then I asked you to do number 7, which is also an issue. Okay. So if you had problems with all of these sums, then what I suggest you do is you go redo it again at home. Okay. We'll find some time and redo it once you have done the homework for tomorrow. Okay. In number 7, a rectangle has an area of 60. Again, the rectangle story. So the rectangle has an area of 60 meters squared. If the length and the width are each increased by 2, so the length and the width, so that's increased by 2, and the length is also increased by 2. Okay? So what? If this is x, and of course this will be now y, but I'm going to write the length in terms of x. You'll see how I do that now. Okay? But if this is x and that's increased by 2, then what is this length here? X plus 2. Okay, so that is fine. That isn't the problem. Alright. Then we are told the area is doubled. By doing that 2 by 2, the area of the first one is equal to the area of 2 is twice the area of 1. So area 2, if the first area is, the area 1 is 60, then the area of the second square is the rectangle is going to be 120. Not so, 120 meters squared. Find the dimensions of the original rectangle correct to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. So, looking at area 1, the area of the first piece, how do you calculate the area of something? Length times breadth, not some length times breadth. So we're saying let the breadth equal x. So if I got x here, then what do we know? The area of the first piece is 60. 60 is equal to length, which is L times breadth is x. So L is equal to 60 over x. You all see that, people? 60 over x. So if this length is x plus 2, this length is 60 plus x, and this here is 2, then what is the total length here? 60 over x plus 2. Okay. So if that's the case now, we know the area 2. Area 2 is equal to, how do you calculate the area of the big rectangle? Again, length times breadth, not so? So my length here is going to be 60 over x plus 2 times x plus 2. And this is equal to area 2, which is what? 120 meters squared. Okay, so I drop that. So again, I go multiply out here. So 60 over x times x is 60. 60 over x times 2 is going to be 120 over x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Is equal to 120. So from here, it's a matter of solving for x. Okay. Let me just solve for x here for you quickly. You multiply throughout by x to get rid of the denominator. So 60x plus 120 plus 2x squared plus 4x equals 120x. So we got 2x squared. We got 2x squared. 60x plus 4x. 64x minus 120 negative 56x. You all agree with that, no? Plus 1. Check the other calculator quickly before I do the whole calculation and it's wrong. A is equal to 2, B is equal to negative 56 and C is equal to 1. Is negative 56 correct? Huh? Yes, again the formula. Your A is 2, B is negative 56 and your C is 120. So again minus B plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, that gives me 2,33. So a is equal to 2,33, not a but x, or x is equal to, of course you replace that with a negative, it's going to give you 0,12. Is that correct? Sorry? 22. Is my mistake? Didn't feel right there either. Let's see now. 2, I probably pressed now something by mistake. That correct? 25,66. 25,66 meters. We come now to that. Let's just see something. This is number 6 now. See. 25,66 is correct. So the question, coming back to the question, we'll see why you say it's wrong soon. Okay. The question says, find the dimensions of the regional rectangle. So the dimensions of the regional is going to be, your breadth is going to be x, which is 2,33 meters, and the length is going to be 60 over 2,33, which is what? 60 divided by 2.33 should be the 25.66, 25,7. Okay, what is your question? Who asked something? Yes?
Sir,
yes?
Why only using 2.33 and 1 and not 25.66?
For your breadth. Your breadth is normally the shorter one. Not so? Otherwise, if you put your breadth to be 25,7 and then your length is 2,3. It doesn't have to be the shorter and so on. It's just by... But if you had swapped it around, no problem. Okay. Any other confusion here? Right. What's the next question? This was number 7, eh? The next one was number 8. Was it the problem? Yes, okay. In number 8, another, what's the name question? You ask the reception room in a hotel is a square. Okay, so we have a square. Alterations are done to make the room larger. The one side of the room is increased by 3, so this is a square. So here we say let side of square equal x. So it's x and x. So the one side is increased by 3 meters and the other side is increased by 1 meter. So that's what you have now. Okay? The question says the area of the new room. So area 2. So area 1 is unknown, which is x squared, x by x. Area 2 is 63 meters squared. Calculate dimensions of the room. People, what is the length of this side here? X plus 1. So that's x plus this one here. It's x plus 1. This length here, there's x and 3. So it's x plus 3. You all agree with that? How do you calculate the area of a rectangle? Area is equal to length times breadth. Not so? So it's going to be, what's the area of the second piece? 63 is equal to, what's the length? X plus 3 times the breadth, x plus 1. Again, a matter of an equation, quadratic equation. So 0 is equal to, that is x squared plus x plus 3x is 4x. 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 63 is negative 60. And from here is this, a quadratic equation. Okay. And that works out to be x equal to 6 or x equal to negative 10. But of course, if you can the length of a room be negative? No. So that is out. So x is equal to 6 meters. Coming back to the question. The question says calculate the dimensions of the old room. So what's the dimensions of the old room? It's going to be a 6 by 6 room. Okay. Therefore, the area is equal to a 6 by 6 meter room. Or the length or the sides of the original room is going to be a 6 meter room. Okay. What's the next one I asked you to do?
14.
14. Problem? Okay. Please redo these questions, okay? Definite question in the exam, if you want that for that 80%, okay? They're not going to spend time on this unnecessary and not test you on it, okay? A workshop is rectangular. So a rectangular workshop. Okay? And measures 9 by 7. 9 by 7 meter. Okay? In order to cope with the growing demand of the business, the owner plans to increase the area to 180. So the second area is going to be 180 meters square. What's the area 1? The original area. 6 by 9. See, 9 by 7, which is 63 meters square. Okay, I don't even need that. Increase to 180 square meters by increasing the width by x and the length by 2x. So the width is the same as breadth. Okay, so the breadth by 2x. So yeah, the breadth by 2x. So that is going to be 2x here, and the length by x. So what is this length from there to there? Huh? X plus 9. What's the length from there to there? 2x plus 7. Are you all okay with that? So for area 2, how do you calculate the area of the second piece? How do you calculate the area of the second piece? Length times breadth. So what is the area 2? 180 is equal to length, which is x plus 9 times the breadth, which is 2x plus 7. But you're going to argue, but it might look like this is bigger. It doesn't matter. X plus 9 multiplied by 2x plus 7 is the same as 2x plus 7 multiplied by x plus 9. Okay? Oh, you thought of that, no? I thought so. So let's go. X times 2x. X times 2x, 2x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 9 times 2x is 18x plus 7x is 25x. 9 times 3, 63. So you say 63 minus 180? 63 minus 180, somebody please? 117 in the negative. Negative 117. You sure? Just check here. It's 18. 18 plus 7. 18 plus 7 is 25. Correct? Yeah, my mistake is not. But anyway, so it's 25. So it's a quadratic equation again. Can you all see the quadratic equation? Huh? Yes. Okay. So let me factorize this quickly. Somebody just need to check the answer there. So your A value is going to be 2, your B value is 25, and your C value is negative 117. Okay, so X is equal to, so if you punch this in the calculator, it's going to be minus B, so it's negative 25 plus the square root of 25 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 2 times C, which is negative 117, and that is over 2 times A, which is 2.
So in the exam, you have to like write out the formula and like.
Yeah, only in question 1 you need to do that. Further on, you don't have to write it down.
So.
Yes? So you need 18.
No, he did, but
Yes?
he did multiply the negative.
Hey, wait just hang on. It's going to be 2x plus 7 and x plus 9. So it's x squared. 7, x times 7 is 7x. 9 times x is 18. Something wrong. Yes? And a calculator. Let's go again. Is negative 25. Did I put the minus? Oh my God. 3,8. 3,6. So it's going to be 3,6 meters. And of course the one with the negative is negative 16, what? 1. But can the increased length to make it bigger, can it be negative? No. So that is the solution we're looking at. So what's the question? The question is, in order to cope with the growing demand, the business plan, right, find the dimensions of the new workshop. So the length is going to simply be x, which is 3,6 plus 9, gives us an answer of 12,6 meters, and a breadth of 2 times x, so it's 2 times 3,6, which is 7,2, plus 7 is 14,2 meters. You all agree with that? So the length of the original rectangle becomes then the breadth of the extended one. Not so. So the breadth is normally the shorter one. Okay, but it doesn't really matter to us. Just check if that's correct. 12.6. It's going to be 7. 7.2. It's 14.2. Is it wrong? Sorry? I got that initially, but now I'm trying to pick up my mistake. Okay, so I worked the sum out already. So I got 2x plus 9 and x plus 7. Here's the mistake. In the diagram. Because now a workshop is rectangular and measures 9 by 7. In order to cope with the growing demand of the business, the owner plans to increase the area to 180. By increasing the width by x. This is the width. And that is x. And this is 2x. Okay. Mistake on the diagram. You see, we draw the diagram wrong and I make a mistake in the side. So try this again for tomorrow. And then I will do it on the board again. Sorry about that. So important your English is. Okay, my mistake then. Huh? Alright, so let's do the example. So part of your homework, firstly number 14. It's going to be your homework, okay. Then we're going to look at example 2. Okay. Example 2 is on page 62. Example 2 on page 62. Example 2 on page 62. Here we are told that, again, many ways of doing this, okay? More than one way of doing this. A retailer buys a number of watches from his supplier. So here, did they tell us how many watches are bought? No. So we start off by saying let the number of watches bought equal x. Okay. The number of watches bought equals X. Okay. And pays a total of 1,840 Rand. Did it tell us what he paid per watch? No. So we say let the cost per watch equal 1. So we got an X and a Y. So we're going to go into simultaneous equations. So from here, what can we say already? Let the number of watches he bought be X and the cost per watch be Y. So what equation can I set up here? The cost equation. Not so. So it's going to be whatever the number of watches is times the cost per watch will give me an answer 1,840 Rand. This is equation 1. Okay. Then we read on. He keeps 2 of the watches. Okay. If he keeps 2 of the watches, then the number of watches sold is equal to, he's keeping 2 watches. So it's going to be X minus 2. Not so? That's the number of watches sold. He keeps 2 of the watches and sells each of the remaining watch for 130 Rand more than he paid per watch now. Eh? So selling price per watch is equal to what? The cost price per watch is Y. But it sells it for 130 Rand more. So it's going to be Y plus 130. Can you see that? He still managed to make a profit of 320 Rand. Which means to say, if I take the number of watches sold, which is X minus 2, and I multiply it by the selling price per watch, which is Y plus 130, it gives you an answer of, would it be 320? No. How do you work out profit? Your expenses? Or how do you work out profit? It was your selling price plus your profit is equal to your income. Not so? Not so? Your expenses plus your profit equals your income. Not so? Or your income is equal to you? No, your expenses equals your income minus your profit. Your profit is equal to your income minus expenditure. Not so? Okay, you remember it like this. Okay. But we got given the profit. The profit is what? 320 Rand. What's my income? We don't know. That's what you want to calculate. Your expenses? 1,840 Rand. Did you see that, people? So your income is 1,840 Rand plus 320 Rand. Okay. Look at it again. Some you were saying, Let's look at it again. There we go. A retailer buys a number of watches, right? We let the number of watches be X. From his supplier and pays 1,840 Rand. How do we get the 1,840 Rand? The number of watches times the cost per watch. That's how I set up my first equation. X times Y is 1,840 Rand. He keeps 2 watches, so whatever number of watches he has, less 2. He sells it at a selling price of 130 Rand more than whatever he paid for it. The cost per watch is Y, so 130 Rand above that is Y plus 130 Rand. We are told he still manages to make a profit of 320 Rand. Still manages to make a profit of 320 Rand, which means to say the total income he got is 1,840 Rand plus this profit he makes of 320 Rand. From there, it's just a matter of solving the equation. Okay. Before we go into the equation, I must first make y the subject of the formula. So it's going to be 1840 over x. So this will be x minus 2 into 1840 divided by x plus 130 equals, add this up, it's going to be 2,000, sorry, 160 Rand. Now we just multiply this out, it's going to give you 1840 plus 130x minus 1840 times 2. Is 3,000 6. Check the 2 times 1840. Yes. Multiply throughout by x. So it's going to be 1840x plus 130x squared minus 3680 minus 260x equals 2160x. So it's 130x squared. Put in the calculator. 1840x minus 260x minus 2160. Negative 580x. Okay? And then, this is the last one here. So it's negative 3680 equals 0. So from there, it's just a matter of solving the quadratic equation. So C is negative 3680. So x works out to be one of two values. So it's minus b. So it's minus 580 plus the square root of b squared, which is 580 all squared, or negative 580 all squared minus 4. A is 130 times c is negative 3680. And that's over 2a, which is 130. That gives you 8 watches. Or, with a negative there, gives you negative 46 over 30. Can we get negative 46 over 30 watches? No. So therefore, he has 8 watches originally. Okay. For homework, don't forget we're going to do that one I made a mistake on tomorrow. For homework, I want you guys to do number 2, 3, 11 and 12. Okay. I said I was going to do the inequalities, but I think I will leave you here because there's a lot of questions that's going to come from that. Okay. People, enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon, class. Don't forget our homework tomorrow, okay? Don't tell me everything's a problem tomorrow again.